of course.
So hello and welcome to the New Gig podcast. I'm your host, Glen Hodgson, and today I'm delighted to be joined by the country manager for flexible talent platform Temply, Mr. Johan Bayerlein. How are you doing, Johan?
I'm all good, Glen. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here. So let's just begin a little bit by you saying a little bit about Temply, but also your own background as well.
Yeah, so just as you described it, Temply is a staffing platform. And what we do is basically we connect companies with workers, like a traditional staffing platform, but with a digital touch on the platform. So yeah, basically staffing. And my name is Johan, like you said. I'm the country manager at Temply, and I've been working here for almost 1.5 years. And I was part of starting up the Swedish operations of Temply.
Yeah.
And before that, I studied law in Lund. So that's short about me as well.
Excellent. And, you know, we're seeing such big and rapid changes at the moment in the technological space with digitalisation, and also the use and attractiveness of talent platforms as well. It seems to be a great time to be Temply.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really enjoying it, and we're moving forward every day, right? So I think the future will look more digital, as we all think, right?
Yeah.
We're just doing our job. We're focusing on the day-to-day operations, right? But we're just striving to move forward every day. And right now, I think we're in a great position, and we're doing what we're supposed to do. So I agree, it is actually fun to be Temply today.
Absolutely. And, you know, what is the sort of the viewpoint of people looking for work, looking for tasks? It seems to be there is more of a demand for short-term projects, very specific, time-limited activities. And that seems to be more the mindset of an increasing number of individuals.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people want to work, right? And people wants to be able to work when they want to work themselves.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is we're giving people a possibility to work whenever they feel for it. You know, a traditional staffing firm, they more like give out tasks and projects, like, here we have a project, here you go, you're starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Here it's more like the workers choose themselves in which industry they want to work, and from their own calendar, right? But like I said, people wants to work. People wants to make money. People wants to work. It's fulfilling in many regards, right? So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it does. And I think it's interesting the approach that you take, that traditionally the employer perspective was, well, what fits our needs? What do we want? And that tends to be sort of the traditional 9 to 5, 5 days a week, often as a model. Whereas you're starting from the other side, saying, what does the individual want? What does the person want to do? When, where, how do they want to work? And actually sort of creating the projects and tailoring the projects to them rather than the other way around. So I think this is a fundamental change.
Yeah, and that's how I see it, at least. And I mean, if we can provide the workers with a good workplace and a feeling of their own choice, right?
Yeah.
Then we can also provide the companies with good workers that actually likes the job, right? So I think
it's
so if you start in that what do you say, in that side, both parties, both the companies and the workers, will benefit from it.
I think it's a great approach. I think it's much more sort of developed. I think it's the natural step that we're going to take to be able to have things more on demand. But also, as you say, it's not going away the element of work or earning money or wanting to do tasks. Far from it. I think this is as strong as ever. But it's a kind of a different relationship, which is the starting point for a lot of these developments, Johan.
I hope so. I hope so, Glen.
And how do we see more of the development in this sort of the future of work? We're seeing more of a push towards digitalization and remote work. Is this something you're seeing more generally, and see as a trend that you expect to increase over the future, given that you are in sort of several Nordic countries already? Is there any trends you can highlight for us?
Yes, or I would say like this. I mean, when the young generation, so to say, I'm also quite young, right? But
yeah,
I'm still not the TikTok generation. I still didn't have a phone until I was like, I don't know, 12, 13, right?
right.
That's not the case today. People today, they grow up with the phones, they grow up with the digital, right? So they will demand this more than we do.
Yeah.
When they come out, the 10-year-olds today, when they come out to the job, like they think that it will be app based, for example. Things will be easy. That's what they demand, right? So absolutely. I mean, just by that, I think we will move more to that. But I can also see, you know, also with the guys that has been in the industry for a long time, also they can see that this is actually the future, and that we're moving into a more digital approach of basically everything we do in the everyday life, and working is a part of that.
I think this is a great insight, and I think that absolutely, the digital natives who have sort of the phone, born with it, brought up with it, and I think it's this builds on from the element of, you know, we'll want it on our terms, is the fact that, you know, things need to be simple, they need to be easy to understand, but also easy to use. The days of the sort of the 50-page instruction manual are gone. People won't accept that anymore. It needs to be intuitive,
exactly.
and it needs to be easy. And I think that that's the starting point, and something that you've tapped into in terms of the Temply platform, in terms of the ease of creating profiles, and get that done, and you can almost instantly be able to be looking and searching for projects.
Exactly.
This obviously seems to be the way forward, Johan, and the way that we're developing things at the moment. And are you seeing anything, because the focus more on sort of millennials, Gen Z, younger people at the moment, but are we seeing sort of older people who are also tapping into this reality, or less so?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, we've gotten a really good response also from the what do you say, the people with experience in the area, that has been working, and also had people working for them for a long time, right? So absolutely. I mean, even for them, it's easier as soon as they just need to, like, what do you say, get past the first door, that they just to understand that this can actually be more easy for them if they just try it, right? Because I think many people can be stuck in their old thinking, the ruts, and just be like, anything new is not good. I want it the way I know how it works, right? Comfort zone. So as soon as you can open your eyes and be open to try a new thing, I think for example, the Temply platform is making it easier also for the more experienced ones in the area.
It brings people together much more easily, much more sort of simple matching process. And this idea for a modern staffing platform seems to be sort of borne out. We've talked a little bit about the individuals, but also for companies and organizations as well, Johan. This seems to be a very positive development too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's easier for them as well. And I mean, in our case, for example, we give the companies back some control as well, because at the Temply platform, for example, they can choose the worker they want, because I think that they know better than we do what kind of people they need for different tasks or a different project, right? So I think it's better for them to be able to choose whoever they want, instead of us just, this is a good guy for you, I'm sending him out. That's how it works today, mostly, right? So I mean, we're basically giving both the workers and the companies the control back to be able to choose and do what they think is best for themselves.
Exactly. I mean, that's a great point. Sort of more control, giving it back to the people who want it and need it within the overall process. And I think the sort of the platform and the digital technology to be able to allow that is something that's crucial. And I can imagine this is something that once it's seen within the market, more companies and organizations are interested to try it and be part of that.
Absolutely, but I mean, there are also companies that's still very happy with the old ways doing things.
Okay,
and that you got to respect as well, right? So, but I mean, time will tell, and like we have discussed, I think in the future things will look more like this. When it will happen, that's the other question, right? So I don't think everybody will turn to a digital staffing platform, for example, right now. I mean, the traditional staffing firms are also doing a great job in many regards, some of them, right? So it's we'll see when it happens, the big change, but it will probably come.
Yeah, it's probably going to be some space for everyone. And I think that once we see sort of the efficiency gains, the in terms of time and costs which are reduced within this, that's probably going to be a big driver within the uptake across a number of different sectors and looking for different tasks as well.
Absolutely. And I think that's a major point you're doing there as well, because the platform takes care of a lot of the administrative work, right? Which makes it easier to lower the costs, which gives an advantage.
Yeah. And how are organizations adapting to this future of work and this reality? Is it the C-suite within the organization, or is it the HR departments who are leading this, or how is the change being bought into?
It's a little bit of everyone, I would say. I mean, some HR departments, absolutely. Some warehouse directors, some restaurant managers. I would say there are some people in like every industry at every job, as it also is people in every industry and at every job that doesn't like it right now either, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I wouldn't say that it's a job specific or a industry specific that like leans more to the digital staffing or to the digital in general. I would say it's like I said, it's individuals at all around in every department, every company, basically.
Yes, there's opportunities for this evolution or disruption, whatever you want to call it, within a number of sectors. Then I think that's an interesting point, Johan, within this. And also the development that we're seeing as well is more people are used to technology. They're more familiar and comfortable with it, and are therefore more willing to buy into the benefits that it can bring to the organization, I guess.
Absolutely. And like we already been discussing, but I think we'll see more of that when the younger generation also starts to come out in the work life for real.
And we're also seeing, I mean, say a little bit more about Temply, because one of the things that I find interesting is the way that, there's been a lot of negativity sort of put about the sort of the gig economy, platform economy, but you really want to sort of take on board the social environment, the kind of the collective agreements, everything that makes the labor market as safe, secure, and protected as possible for workers.
Absolutely. So it's even there. Also there, it's just a matter of time until we have the collective agreement. That's always been the goal. And with the collective agreement, there comes more responsibilities on us, and also you need some economic muscles to be able to what do you say, do all the requirements good. So it's always been like, we want to go there, right? But we want to go there when the timing is right, when we feel that we can actually take that responsibility on our shoulders.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm sitting with right now. Like, when is the right time? When should we do it?
Yeah.
But it's probably coming quite soon. So that would basically turn us more from a gig platform to a more for real staffing platform.
Yeah.
I would say.
I understand, and I think also it's good to highlight this, because there's this negative narrative that is, all platforms just want to sort of go under the rules, find their way that's cheaper, and they don't want to take responsibility. Whereas the reality is there's a whole number of organizations and companies who want to do things properly. They want to take responsibility, and they want to be able to sort of cover and look after the open and flexible talent that's there on the marketplace.
Absolutely. I don't think that's the point of the platform at all, like the platform economy.
Yeah.
I think many platform people having a platform or like developing a platform or creating a platform, the reason for it is not to make it worse than it is today, right? It's to make it better.
Yeah.
And to make it better, it can look different, right? But I would say my understanding of the platform economy and the people in it is that people really want to do a change in a good direction. But with that said, I mean, in Denmark we already have the collective agreement, right? In Sweden it's a little bit more complex. It's a little bit more regulations to have it. But like I said, it's probably just a matter of time until we will get it.
Yeah, and I think highlighting this sort of the way in which sort of the adapting to the framework, but bringing more an injection of innovation, an injection of new thinking, I think is something that's very positive for everyone from all sides, be it the company perspective or the individual who wants to do tasks but wants to find them in an easier and more efficient way that meets their needs. I think this is definitely the step forward, and the way more and more of this is done, particularly because people at all levels of skills and also sectors often have a lot of issues that they take up with traditional recruitment and staffing firms. So I think you're really on to something here in terms of bringing this forward and making it more attractive and efficient.
And also accessible, right?
Yes.
We're making it easier to find the jobs. I would say that basically our most unique selling point as well. Just making it easier. And it shouldn't be hard to find jobs, I would say. I think you should be able to go into an app and find a gig you want to do, or the project you want to do for a longer time.
Definitely.
And we've already discussed this, right? But I think we will move more into this, and I guess you agree on that as well. You're a bit of a pioneer in the area.
I certainly do. I mean, this is the way things are heading. We see the labor markets changing, and the need for a sort of a different approach. But people want to work, and given the sort of the economic times that we're going through now, where it's more difficult, people want to take on more opportunities to earn money as well. But again, it needs to be on their own terms, whether they're studying, whether they're they've got family commitments at certain times of the day, that they want to look for a solution that meets their needs and works out well more than anything else. This is the new development, and as you say, it's that ease, and people should be able to find work simply, as opposed to being a very complicated and very hit and miss process as well, which it can be for many. So ease, simplification, and technology facilitating that, I think, is definitely the way forward. Absolutely.
Lovely to hear.
So you're onto something with Temply, I think, here in the Nordics, but more broadly as well. I think this is the way the market's going, but also how the consumers are looking at this as well. So yeah, it's all credit to you for pushing this solution, which meets the market needs.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, my focus is solely on Sweden right now, right?
Yeah.
So I would say also my colleagues, Frederick and Matthias, also the co-founders of Temply, they have done a great job, and we're also looking into new markets as well, right? We're not stopping in Sweden and Denmark. But like I said, my focus right now is solely on Sweden, and Frederick and Matthias are more the general overlooking which markets to go into.
Yeah, well, there's definitely a need, and you certainly will be busy for a long time into the future, I think, Johan, in terms of the Temply team and the Temply focus. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really, really enjoy what you're doing, and look forward to following the development and the evolution of Temply as we go forward.
Thank you, Glenn. It's really nice to have you on the journey as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we'll see each other soon again.
Yeah, absolutely. Look forward to it, Johan. And yeah, let's speak again and keep us updated about what's happening. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Glenn. Have a great day.